Hey, good morning, afternoon, or evening to you, depending on the time of the day you're listening to this. In this episode, I will share how I personally start each day of my life in the morning, how some others start theirs, and to have you think about yours and consider ways to have an optimal morning. Now, let's face it, there are as many specific ways of starting each day as there are people around. It's unique to each of us. Successful people go through empowering practices, routines, and rituals each morning when they are up. And here's why. If we don't take control of what goes on in our morning, what chance have we of having a good productive rest of the day? How our morning pans out strongly sets the tone for our day, so it's imperative that we have a good hold over this area of our lives. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. On this note, here's how I start each day. My first conscious moments start around 7 in the morning. Now, previously, one of the first things I would do is check my iPhone to see what notifications had come in. However, I've stopped doing that for quite a while now, as I noticed that these notifications of social media, chat messages, news, etc. would dominate my first thoughts, and they usually aren't the most beneficial and profitable ones, particularly news from the media. So while still in bed, I'll take some moments to be grateful to God for my life, for just being alive, for my wife and children, for what I get to do, etc. Solitude is so very precious in this fast-moving world and age. Once that's done and I'm up and out of bed, I'll get on the floor and knock it down, as we say it in the army. To knock it down means to be doing push-ups. I'll do between 50 to 100 push-ups before heading to the bathroom. By the way, I do push-ups so I train the mental part of me and also to get my body to submit and be well conditioned. I then write my goals on my hardbound journal while doing my business on the toilet. This saves me precious time. Besides, doing one's business in the bathroom doesn't require much brain work, does it? Right after, I brush my teeth, scrape my tongue, and hop into the warm shower. At the shower, I take time to commune with God, do my prayer for the day, and even to sing a song or two. Once done, I get dressed and drink some water to hydrate myself. I also take every opportunity to give my wife and kids hugs and kisses and to pray over them. All these usually takes no more than 30 minutes for me. Breakfast comes a bit later. And this is how I start each day. In Benjamin Franklin's case, one of the founding fathers of the United States, who lived from 1706 right up to 1790, he had a 3-hour morning block starting from 5 in the morning. Each day he would ask himself, what good shall I do today? And you can see his daily schedule, his daily plan, if you're watching this episode. For Oprah Winfrey, she does 20 minutes of meditation, hits the treadmill in her gym, and while at it, plays Scrabble on her iPad. She also eats a healthy meal consisting of carbohydrates, fiber, and protein. As for Anthony Robbins, the world-famous author and life coach, he says we need to prime ourselves daily doing something for a minimum of 10 minutes. So 3.5 minutes of pure gratitude about 3 things. Could be the wind on his face, his children's faces, anything. And the reason for gratitude is because the 2 emotions that mess us up the most are fear and anger. And he'll do 3 minutes of his 3 to thrive, where he'll ask himself, what are 3 outcomes or results he's really committed to? And see them as done and fulfilled. And this is for something that's 6 to 12 months out. Right after, he'll ask himself, how can I love more? What can I do in a loving way? What can I be grateful for? And this works well for Tony. In an address to Stanford back in 2005, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, said, "For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something." How's that to keep things in perspective? US Navy SEAL Admiral William McRaven maintains the importance of making our beds every morning. By doing so, we will have accomplished the first task of the day, and it will give us a small sense of pride and it will encourage us to do another task and another and another. By the end of the day, this one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making our beds will also reinforce the fact that little things in life do matter. And so he says, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. This reminds me of what my mentor used to say many years ago. As you make your bed in the morning, so will you lie in it at night. As we wrap up, do be mindful what's right for me and others may not be the case for you specifically. But rather than guess whether it will work or not, go take a proactive stance in your life, right? Explore, experiment, and figure out what works in your case. Also give whatever you attempt a fair amount of time to work. So, what key changes do you need to start making? How are you going to start having an optimal morning each day? I'd like to hear from you at calvinchan.org. Have a beautiful and empowering morning tomorrow. Cheers. Hey, thank you for listening. Do take a moment now and like this episode, leave a comment, and also subscribe to not miss out on new episodes. Once done, check out your next episode. Want to connect? Do so at calvinchan.org and also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Stay well and talk soon.